As the number of English learners increases in schools across the United States, educators are seeking effective ways to help these students succeed in the classroom and beyond. Developed by Dr. Jana Echevarria, Dr. Mary Ellen Vogt, and Dr. Deborah Short, the SIOP model is a proven solution for EL achievement. It is different from other instructional models for English learners because it makes content comprehensible while developing English language proficiency. Implemented in hundreds of schools across the United States and internationally, it is used because it is tested and because it works. The SIOP is the only empirically validated model of sheltered instruction. Let's take a minute to learn more about how the SIOP model was developed and then validated.
A number of years ago, we were working, Mary Ellen Vogt, Deborah Short, and myself were working in schools, working with English learners, and we wanted to develop a model of sheltered instruction that would be effective, that would reflect effective practices for English language learners. And so through a research project, we field tested a model of instruction, and over the course of actually 7 years, we ended up with the 8 components and 30 features that we now have for the SIOP model. In subsequent research, then we have tested it on students to measure student achievement, and it has been found to improve student achievement when it's implemented with fidelity, implemented to a high degree.
The SIOP model was developed during a 7-year quasi-experimental research study for the Center for Research on Education, Diversity, and Excellence, funded by the U.S. Department of Education Institute of Education Sciences. The project developed an explicit model of sheltered instruction and a method for training teachers in effective sheltered teaching techniques.
Also, the instrument itself, the protocol, has been tested for validity and reliability and been found to be valid and reliable.
The Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol began as an observation instrument used for research purposes to measure how well teachers were including features of effective sheltered instruction in their lessons. It incorporated topics such as scaffolding, academic language development, learning strategies, literacy techniques, and lesson delivery. In 2001, a study was conducted to establish the validity and reliability of the observation instrument, and the study found the SIOP protocol to be a highly reliable and valid measure of sheltered instruction.
So after we developed the model and the protocol, there was a reliability and validity study conducted and found that the model is a valid and reliable measure of high-quality sheltered instruction. And subsequently, through a couple of research grants, we've been able to test the SIOP model on student achievement, which, of course, is what our motivation was in the first place, was to improve the achievement of English learners. When the SIOP model is implemented to a high degree with fidelity, teachers who are using the SIOP model, their students outperform similar students who have not been exposed to the SIOP model. So we know that it does have a positive impact on student achievement.
Let's look at some of the studies that have proven that implementing the SIOP model with fidelity improves student achievement. Between 1997 and 1999, researchers compared ELs in classes whose teachers had been trained in implementing the model to those who had not. This quasi-experimental study involved 8 middle schools in large public school districts both on the West Coast and East Coast. The results showed that students whose teachers were trained in the SIOP model had higher narrative and expository writing scores. These achievement findings were solidified and summarized in a 2006 article published in the Journal of Educational Research. Students whose teachers were trained in the SIOP model made significantly greater gains in writing than comparison groups. Additionally, a 2-year quasi-experimental study began in 2004 and examined the impact of the SIOP model on student achievement. Teachers in 2 districts in New Jersey participated, and the control groups received SIOP professional development and support. After 2 years of the intervention, students whose teachers had participated in the SIOP professional development made statistically significant growth in English language proficiency for oral skills, writing, and the total score on the state's language proficiency assessment. From 2005 to 2007, a research project from the Center for Research on the Educational Achievement and Testing of English Language Learners examined the impact of the SIOP model on middle school science and language learning. The study found that all students in the SIOP classes outperformed students in the control group. The SIOP classes included English learners and native English speakers. The authors conclude that when instruction is enhanced for English learners, native English speakers are not disadvantaged. Adding to the body of evidence for SIOP, between 2009 and 2011, researchers looked at the SIOP model as a possible framework for comprehensive school-wide intervention. The study focused on grade 7 teachers across 10 middle schools. Results showed that 7th grade students whose teachers received professional development in the SIOP model plus a content intervention performed significantly better on assessments than control students. The study concludes that the SIOP model is a valuable framework for creating cohesive, school-wide instructional change. Delving even further into study, in 2011, researchers looked specifically at SIOP implementation and its role in student success. Published in the Journal of Adolescent and Adult Literacy, the study showed that there was a direct relationship between teacher implementation of the SIOP model and student achievement. The SIOP model is used in hundreds of schools because it works. As Brockton High School found, SIOP works for English learners and struggling students. Between 2003 and 2009, Brockton High School dramatically increased the percentage of English learners passing the Massachusetts Comprehensive Assessment System. Students' pass rate increased by 255% for language arts and 158% for mathematics. Brockton High School leaders cite the adoption and training of all teachers in the SIOP model as one of the key factors in its success. Bayless Junior High also found SIOP works for teaching effectiveness. After the first year of SIOP teacher training, students achieved measurable gains on the Missouri Assessment Program. From 2006 to 2008, this culturally diverse district increased the percentage of limited English proficiency students passing the Missouri Assessment Program from 2.3% to 43.3% in communication arts and 25% to 39.4% in mathematics. Professional development and support for teachers helped ensure the SIOP model was put into practice with fidelity. So, what does this mean?
Actually, it's the only empirically validated model of instruction for English learners out there. So we feel like we've made a contribution to the field and to the achievement of English language learners.
In summary, the SIOP model has been shown to improve the academic performance of all students, but it is critical for improving the achievement of English learners. The research is clear. No other approach has the extensive research evidence that the SIOP model does for improving student achievement. SIOP works. For more information on SIOP research and Pearson's SIOP products and services, please go to pearsonpd.com or SIOPinstitute.net. Find SIOP on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.